What's up, friends? Welcome to our Saturday night main event kind of review, reaction. We'll talk about it. This is a house show. This is a glorified house show on TV.
Collision better.
Yeah.
Collision was oh my god, the Mariah May.
Yeah, that was by far the most exciting thing of the night. Also, it's a 2-hour show, and the matches were 9 minutes 25 seconds, 11 minutes 30 seconds, 9 minutes straight, 16 minutes 40 seconds.
About 36 minutes of wrestling. Sorry, no, that's so off. About 46 minutes of wrestling.
In a 2-hour show.
A 2-hour show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there was one good match on this card. We will get to that. Everything else, so okay to maybe just kind of, well.
There was like, it's not like I hated it.
It's a meh show. It was a meh show.
It's not like I hated anything, but this didn't feel much different to like a Raw.
No, they got to figure out what the identity of Saturday night's main event is. Is it just, hey, baby faces are wrestling, or the baby faces are winning basically for the most part? I guess actually baby faces didn't really win in this one.
Maybe what they should do is like, if this is basically going to be a glorified house show anyway, a big thing that people talk about with the house shows is like you get random matches that like you normally wouldn't see, right?
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna make this a glorified house show, actually make it a glorified house show where we're getting Dom versus Finn.
Right. No, that'd be cool.
Seth Dom was one that they did a while back, and people were like, "Oh my god, I would have loved to see that."
Just do some like cool ass matches that don't make sense for stories.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like just do random shit that's like just fun stuff that like we would want to see.
Yeah.
And just do that. It doesn't have to be a part of the story. I think that's something that people would be way more interested in.
If they were like, hey, we're going to do Drew versus Gunther.
Yeah. It feels like they're kind of just using Saturday night's main event for the months that they don't have a pay-per-view scheduled. They're trying to fill that void with this, but this is not great.
It feels as though they're racking a bunch of money for the
that's what it is.
The venue, which is awesome. You know, great. Go get your money. It's, you
definitely don't have enough. Keep going.
I am very, very worried that those ticket prices will continue to go up and people are basically getting ripped off at this point.
100%.
And it is to be stopgaps for something of significance, which really didn't happen in this pay-per-view. Basically, what I genuinely do see this is a bigger Battle of the Belts that AEW did. It just feels like Battle of the Belts, where after a couple people went, I don't really give a fuck about Battle of the Belts.
There's not probably going to be a title changing hands. Yeah. It's going to be kind of not random, but like meh sort of matches that go kind of quick. And it is kind of similar to Battle of the Belts, which even as big AEW fans, we never watched.
All right. Really, well, let's get into it. So first off, we had Rhea Ripley defeat Nia Jax in about a 9.5-minute match. The most fine. Storyline, don't exactly know what we're doing here because Nia's against Rhea. Nia's against Tiffany. Not 100% sure why we did this. But when you put on these shows like this, you have to have some kind of thing happen. And this was a random, quick feud.
They should have just done Nia Tiffany.
That probably would have made a lot more sense.
I mean, I guess they just wanted Rhea on the card, but...
But yeah, Rhea wins. Rhea retains. Rhea...
Match was fine.
Rhea versus Io or Rhea versus Bianca seemingly is the two possible outcomes for WrestleMania. I personally am of the camp that Rhea versus Io is the way to go. But yeah, who knows? Wasn't anything that happened after this match. It was just, Rhea wins. That's that. It does look like Rhea's going to stay on Raw because she gave this emotional post about Priest going over to SmackDown and everything. So it looks like she's going to stay over on Raw. That'll be interesting. Then we get the match of the night, I think, by far. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. Sheamus was robbed. I'm going to be honest, Jesse Ventura on this call aggravated a lot of people. Pissed off a lot. A lot of people were pissed. So when the ref did the 2, right? I thought that the ref holds his arm or holds his hand at the end of the 2 when he sees that Braun puts his leg on the rope. And that's, refs do that all the time.
Right.
It's every bloodline match, right? Jesse on the call was like, that was 3. I don't think it was 3, and I'm the biggest Sheamus Glazer. Jesse Ventura isn't even close to the amount of Sheamus Glazer that I am. Let me be so honest with you. I didn't think it was 3, but Jesse thought it was 3 for the rest of the match, and then after the match, Jesse was saying that Sheamus should have won because it was 3. And I guess because we're streaming the watch along, so we don't really hear commentary.
I didn't notice it that much.
And they said that Pat was annoyed by it, and they said the last time Jesse was annoyed by Pat. For the last Saturday night's main event. So it feels like they don't mesh well.
They're not friends. Oh, that's
which
funny.
Doesn't surprise me if you know Jesse Ventura or Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
But Braun Breaker ends up getting the win. I am very interested to see what they do with the Sheamus Braun thing.
Actually, you should be happy to know that even in my neck of the woods of social media, I am seeing a lot of people call for Sheamus to win, like, ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even care to wait till Mania. They want him to win, like, tomorrow.
Sheamus is winning at Mania. You know, Sheamus FC, look at that. Stiff as a board. You know what I'm talking about. We never waver. Sheamus is going to win this title at WrestleMania. I do want there to be something, and maybe that's why they had Jesse ham up the whole 3 thing.
Maybe
is that maybe it was supposed to be closer than what the ref made it look like.
He wasn't hamming. He wasn't supposed to ham it up, and just felt the ref.
Maybe, but
he was just going for it.
I wonder.
Was like, shut the fuck up.
I wonder if that was trying to be the story going out of this match was all the ref fucked up actually. Even though Braun didn't do anything wrong, which is weird. But yeah, maybe there's something there. I do think that it would be interesting. I am starting to think, and I should have made the video on TikTok. Maybe I'll do it in this coming week. Career versus title for Sheamus.
Why?
Just to add stakes to the match is Sheamus.
Yeah, but doesn't that then make it even more obvious that Sheamus is winning because he's on a 5-year contract?
That is what I was going to say is for the hardcore fans or just like the people that know that you go Sheamus is going to win. Mm-hmm. But I guess for the casual, they're not going Sheamus signed a 5-year contract.
Can I be honest?
You know what I mean?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I'm already getting tired of the casuals.
I do think that this was a bad argument for this show.
I just feel like everything now that gets talked about, every story, every match, every pay-per-view, every show, it's like nobody who's a big fan can say anything because then everybody goes, but the casuals, well, you got to do this for the casuals. You got to do this for the casuals. Bitch, the casuals are casuals. They're going to watch pretty much no matter what you do.
Sure. And I also think
I'm just tired of catering to them.
This show was not for the casuals. Like it was, you can make an argument, oh yeah, it was for like the big wrestlers winning and everything.
Yeah.
But the casuals coming out of this, look on Twitter, look on any social media, all these fans that are not watching being like, dog, why do I care about Saturday Night's Main Event? This show kind of sucks. Right. And the stories don't really make sense.
This is their battle of the belts.
Yeah, and that wasn't even for the AEW casuals, you know? Mm-mm. And I think that they're going, well, it's for the casuals as like a coping mechanism. But the casuals are going, this shit kind of sucks. And they're going to be the first ones to leave.
Right.
To be like, oh, yeah, that shit sucks. I'm not watching that.
Listen, I hate to say this out loud, but if you are booking shit for the casuals and for the people who don't normally watch this shit, Logan Paul's an easy in. If you're trying to get people to watch it, he's got millions of dumbass motherfucking fans out there who are so stupid, they'll watch anything he does. You might as well give him a good show. Bring out his little drone camera thingies. Let him jump off something. Frog splash. Oh, I'm the greatest in the locker. Let him do his stupid fucking shit. That'll at least bring in his casuals. Yeah. Doing stuff like they're doing with Aisha Speed at the Rumble.
Yeah.
That's going to bring in, people who watch Speed a lot, but maybe don't watch wrestling. They're probably going to tune into the stream.
Yeah.
Might see something there. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to clarify, I still hate both of them. But using stuff like that, that's how you bring in casuals. Putting on a random-ass show from the 80s with 4 matches that barely break 10 minutes.
Yeah.
On average.
Yeah.
That's not gonna, because nothing crazy or exciting happened.
Yeah, while there was next to, not much story to this.
Right.
Yeah, if this was for the casuals, they failed. If this was for the hardcore audience, they failed. That's the showcase of this was not a good show.
Very filler.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah, it's 100% filler. But Braun gets that W, and then we get into the Cody Rhodes. We get into the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens segment, where Kevin Owens kind of runs down Cody Rhodes with Shawn Michaels as like the
Kevin's jealous.
I guess a mediator. Kevin says that he's going to take away the Cody Pyro, the Cody entrance, basically the whole presentation that WWE gives.
Basically,
Cody Rhodes.
He's going to take.
He's going to have that. Yeah, he's going to take Cody's spot, and he also says, when the times got hard for Cody, he went out there and he quit. He quit. He left the company. Kevin Owens has stuck through WWE thick and thin, and then Shawn says that Kevin is jealous.
Listen.
Because Hickenbottom doesn't know ball.
Be nice to Shawn. Be nice to Shawn. Listen, I don't mind pulling out the you left,
oh, it's good.
thing.
Yeah, it's good.
No, except for Cody. Because with Cody, he brought us AEW, and so therefore I am never gonna be mad that he dipped however many years ago, because now we have AEW and I get to see Will Ospreay on a weekly basis.
No, if Cody was just a real one, he would have just said, yeah, and I also employed all of your best friends. You're welcome. Yeah. I'm a better friend than you, and they like me better.
Who are his best friends?
Young Bucks.
Kevin Owens and the Young Bucks are best friends.
They used to be a team. It was Kevin Owens, the Young Bucks, and Adam Cole. They were called Mount Rushmore.
I didn't know any of that information.
Yeah. That's what we should watch. We should just, on the Patreon, we should just watch old Ring of Honor shit.
I guess so. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I thought this was a fun segment. I think this was probably because of like the digs back and forth.
Yeah.
And because I'm a Shawn Michaels stan, by far the most exciting part of the whole show for me.
I thought the best part was Braun Sheamus, but yeah, I hear you.
Well, you're a Sheamus stan. So
no, I just like wrestling.
Right.
I just like good wrestling. But I'll go more into the segment where eventually Kevin Owens hits Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Takes him out because Cody's weak, and sets up for a package pile driver on Shawn Michaels before Cody hits him, and then HBK hits the sweet chin music on Kevin Owens. By the way,
people are calling it a super kick.
Yeah, I've seen this dialogue.
It's not a super kick. It's sweet chin music.
Just
okay, you young people, you little youngins, you little hooligans. It's called the sweet chin music. It's not a super kick. It's different.
One of the videos that I've made that got probably the most amount of traction outside my Montez Ford video of actual wrestlers like talking about it was when I made a video because it was Orange Cassidy Penta Canadian Destroyer, right? People were freaking out about it, and I was like, the art of professional wrestling is everyone can use a move, but it's different when somebody else uses it. Kevin Owens can package pile drivers. Somebody can hit you with a pile driver. We've seen pile drivers happen. We've seen Penta hit him with a pile driver. Yeah. When the Undertaker hits you with the tombstone, it's over. Right? And that's like every move is significant to somebody.
Ospreay does the Styles Clash.
Exactly.
But that's not his finisher.
Exactly. That doesn't finish all the matches. So in your mind, you go, AJ's Styles Clash is more effective than Ospreay style clash.
Right.
It's that easy in terms of understanding wrestling. But like people I think that they try really hard to not understand it because they just want to be disingenuous and just try to want to give a shitty take.
It's very similar to I think, well, maybe not. I was going to say most of wrestling fans are employed. I've seen a lot of you online. Maybe you're not. But anyway, for the ones that are, you have a job to do. If someone comes in and tries to do your job, are they going to do it in the exact same way that you do it?
Exactly.
No. Are they going to do it as well as you? I know damn well if someone came in and tried to do my job with my client specifically, it would not go as well as the way I do it.
Every boxer...
They could do it, but it's not the same.
Every boxer gets punched in the face. It's different when Mike Tyson did it, you know?
Right,
and that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. The dialogue on that is stupid. And it's Shawn Michaels, bro. Sweet chin music Sweet chin music clears.
Yeah. If I called my brother and said that they're calling it a super kick, he would be like... It's the sweet chin music.
It is.
He'd be so pissed.
Yeah. That's I don't know. Nobody is doing, that's a top rope senton. Kevin Owens hits a swanton. That doesn't end the match, but when Jeff hits it, it's over.
Right. But my brother's also a Shawn Michaels glazer to like your Sheamus level.
Good wrestler glaze. I'm not gonna lie to you. But Higginbottom was, he's not as good in his old age, and he should respect Kevin Owens.
Okay. Anyway,
then we get to Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu coming out, giving another kind of walking into the arena
stadium
promo. And they're just so good.
They're so
good.
He's so good.
He's so over. And you said, or did I say that? I can't remember. You may have said this when he goes 5, 2, and we're like, oh well, that's gonna be over. And then by the end of the match,
no, I think it was Danae.
Or was it Danae?
I think you read it, but
then by the end of the match, everyone's going 5, 2, 5, 2, 5. It was just he's fucking gigantic. He's huge.
I think if they push him properly, he could rival Jey Uso at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
In
the
near future.
In such a different way,
very different. But
Jey
like
Uso,
in popularity terms, I don't think anybody touches Jey Uso right now. But I do think Jacob could get really close, if not hit that level.
I think Jey Uso, and obviously I'm not comparing any of these guys to them, but Jey Uso is cool. You want to be Jey Uso in the sense of Jeff Hardy. He's cool, and you want to be him. And it's like, oh, I'd love to hang out with him.
Or you're Jacob 12 and want to marry him. One of the two.
Right. Jacob Fatu is cool in a badass way that makes you go, oh, that dude, I want to see him kick ass like Stone Cold. You know?
Yeah.
They're very different, but I do think, honestly, I mean,
I also got that.
That could be a WrestleMania match. Jacob versus
Jay would be so fun.
That's a really good match.
The stadium may implode.
Yeah,
I
mean the amount of people
awesome.
saying Fatu, which is funny because it would also be Jay's last name, and Us or Uso or Yeet. It would be Yeet. Yeah, it's Yeet Fatu Yeet Fatu. Yeah. Oh my God, will it be huge?
It would be crazy.
But
wait, no, they have to do that and have like Solo and Tama and Jimmy and Roman on the outside.
Oh yeah.
Put Roman on the outside of the rig would be fucking hilarious.
It would be great. It would be great.
So funny.
It's Roman to see who's gonna take the crown next. You know.
I don't even care. I just think like Roman is always the one in the ring. Yeah. With those guys usually on the outside. So do like flip it and have them be the main event with Roman on the outside as like the little supporter would be so hilarious.
Roman gifts the Ulafala to whoever wins. My God, that's good.
Solo's gonna knife him on the spot if he does that.
Solo gonna fall in line.
But if they find a way to make Solo a little stronger in the next decade or so
easy.
Whenever Roman does retire, that would be a great passing of the torch. I think Jay would probably retire roughly the same time though. They're both in great shape. I think they have years left, but Jay's older.
Jimmy and Jay have been wrestling longer, yeah.
Right. So I don't think it would be Jay, but if you
Roman's older, but yeah, Jay and Jimmy.
But if you bring in like Solo and Jacob, and then I'm sure they'll bring in Lance and Hikuleo and the young guys, Zilla, all those eventually. But like if you get to that point where Roman is retiring and they're passing the torch, you could have him give the Ulafala to maybe Solo at that point. Maybe Jay gives something to Jacob. Jimmy gives something to Tama or Zilla or whoever the other one is.
All right. Why'd you have to give it like Jimmy gives it to like somebody? And Jimmy's the most important one of all.
Well, because I know that Solo and Jacob will be still huge by then. I don't know what they're gonna do with the other ones.
You know what's crazy?
It might be Zilla.
This is a total tangent that we've been on, by the way.
Yeah, sorry, we're ADHDing this.
But Jacob, I would love to see him lead one time as Roman, as like this is Jimmy and Jay and Roman. They're out of here, right?
Okay.
And Jacob is leading a new bloodline, right? And you could even do Tama and Tonga, whatever. Gorillas of Destiny all of a sudden become great.
Tonga already.
But who would end up being the new honorary Uso? I'd be so interested in that. You know what I mean? It's fucking at that point it's Grayson Waller or somebody. You know, I'm just so interested.
It probably would be Grayson.
Who's the next honorary Uso? Austin Theory, fucking. Oh, that would be so good.
It has to be somebody who's like cool, but a little like.
It's got to be somebody that's dorky cool. I can't think of them at this point, but. Fine,
I'm trying to
think. I'll look at it.
I'm trying to think through NXT. People.
It's Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta goes over.
Nice to Wheeler Yuta.
That's a good spot for Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, okay. No, it's got to be. I'm trying to think of somebody in like NXT.
Lexus King.
No, that's disgusting.
It's not Lexus.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know.
Nathan Fraser?
No.
Look, I don't think the answer is on this roster at the moment.
I don't think so, but either way, it would be cool.
It would be dope.
This match though ends in DQ. Jacob loses, brings the chair in, beats the shit out of Braun, does about 5 moonsaults.
Yes. Busts. So yeah, it ends in DQ because he throws the ref out. The ref weirdly calls for a DQ. Ref, you don't keep that same energy in any other match, by the way. I'm calling you out.
Including bloodline matches.
Yeah, especially a bloodline match. You are fake as fuck, ref. But then he ends up bloodying Braun Strowman after some hip attacks. So obviously Jacob Fatu got a powerful ass.
Apparently.
Really takes after Rikishi there.
We should start doing edits to like him with like a Meg Thee Stallion song.
Big Sean, Nicki Minaj, ass.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah.
Dom is the honorary Uso.
Dom is not dorky. Dom is just cool.
Oh, okay.
And Dom is better than them.
Okay. JD McDonough.
No one wants JD McDonough.
Okay.
You can't make that work. It's got to be somebody who's like good enough that you can make it work. You can't make that work.
Whatever. Anyway. And then that ended in DQ. Then
I was kind of disappointed. Because, okay, so the total thing was like 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The match felt like it was like 5.
No, I'm so shocked that it says 9 minutes.
I think
that match felt 3 minutes long.
like I think because it started really slow.
Yeah.
But it felt like a really short match, and then just like repeatedly the moonsaults and like security trying to stop him, and it's like I thought we'd get more of a match out of this than we did, so I was a little disappointed in this one. I thought because everybody was like, "Oh, the monster versus monster, it's gonna be this huge blowout thing," and then it was just, like because at this point, like. You don't need to prove that Jacob is a badass. You don't need to prove that Jacob can fuck up people so bad that they're busted and bleeding and all this. Like, I think it's fine to like have Braun bleeding, but like we already have seen that he can do that. So like I thought they'd have him actually finish out this match like a normal match to pinfall.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed they didn't do that.
Yeah, I do think that that's also largely because I don't know how much they want Braun going in the ring for long periods of time. But yeah, I'm actually shocked that this was only 9 minutes.
Yeah.
They very much gave Jacob Fatu the Bronson Reed treatment of just the moonsault after moonsault after moonsault and go, fuck you, security, moonsault after moonsault.
Right.
And the fans are chanting one more time, which to be fair, they also did that against Seth when it was Bronson Reed. I think that at some point they're just like, we love to see it.
Yeah.
And then, but two, they're going to have a problem on their hands of just, if they have Jacob face Solo, no one's rooting for Solo.
Yeah.
So if they want to move Solo babyface,
I don't think they can.
Man, it's really tough. I do feel like Jacob is just, he's got to be the babyface, man.
He has to, and if he's not, he's going to be anyway. But they've really screwed Solo kind of back to back.
So I wonder if it is Solo is calling the play for Tama and Tonga to take out Jacob. And also maybe add in the Hikuleo or somebody like that.
He gonna botch that.
Possibly.
Bad. Yeah, he's gonna botch that bad.
But
you're gonna need 6 people. Minimum.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
And if they're tiny Tonga size, you might want to up it to 9.
I guess they were able to take out Jimmy, and Jimmy's tougher than all of them.
Right, you're gonna need 9 people.
But yeah, so I think that Jacob will probably end up turning babyface by the end of the year.
If it even takes that long.
Yeah, he's so good.
Final match, speaking of, we're kind of continuing with the bloodline. Gunther defeats Jey Uso by pinfall. Not surprising. Figured that was going to happen.
No, good ending. I do think that the last probably minute or two is very, very good. Very thrilling. I think I'm going to sound like a bit of a hater. A lot of people were like, wow, Jay. And I was like, that's still not. Like, if that's you going, wow, Jay, and that's the quality of the match, I'm a little worried.
I think, can I be honest, and this might sound obnoxious.
That you don't care?
No, not that. Well, I don't. But I feel like when I'm watching WWE, I'm not paying as much attention to the quality of the wrestling and the like technicality of it and whatever of the match as I do when I watch AEW. I think it's because I expect it more in AEW. Yeah. So like, I genuinely like. I remember sequences and movesets if I watch an AEW match. I don't on WWE. I think I just look more for like the entertainment side of things.
I don't think that it needs to be the top priority in WWE. But the issue is that's what was the story was supposed to be. Jay has an awesome match and takes Gunther to his limits.
Yeah.
And Jay proves that he is a great wrestler towards Gunther.
I see. That didn't happen.
It unfortunately didn't happen. I know that on Monday night they're gonna have Gunther be like, Jay, I actually respect you because you took me to the limits, blah, blah. But just as a viewer watching it, I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't ever believe that Gunther was in, like, actual trouble of losing the title. Right. I did see a lot of people say, oh, I thought Jay was about to win right here.
I think a lot of people just want Jay to win because they want Jay to win, and they're kind of waiting for his moment.
I'm down to see Jay win.
And I agree. I think there's a good chance Jay takes the title from, I'm assuming Gunther will still have it at Mania or soon after that.
That's what I think. I think that there is a good chance that Jay wins the title against Gunther at Mania. It's not one of the main events, but Jay wins to, even start the show just like how Drew did with Seth last year. I do think that absolutely could happen. And I could also see on a dark horse move, Jay win the Rumble.
Who is the men's Money in the Bank?
Nobody. No, Drew cashed in the same night.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Yeah, no one remembers
like, wait a minute, because you said last year, I was like, Damien cashed in.
Yeah.
Who cashed in on?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Jay could be a dark horse for the Rumble. I doubt it, but I think it's very easy to just keep this going with Gunther or Jay until Mania and then Jay wins.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So,
but yeah, I could also see Jay being like, I took you to the limit, like I want another shot, and then Gunther be like, go win the chamber, and he doesn't win the chamber.
He wins something else or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I think this was an okay show. I do think though, like we've had 2 Saturday Night main events, and I haven't loved either one of them. The first one was definitely better than this one, though. I just feel like I need more entertainment a little bit in these if I'm gonna sit down on a Saturday night to watch this.
Yeah, they could have given me 4 Braun Strowman versus Sheamus matches. I wouldn't be happy.
Right. Okay. You Strowman or Breaker?
Braun Breaker versus Sheamus.
You said
that's why I
Strowman.
said Sheamus.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I?
You said Strowman.
Well,
yeah,
no, they can give me 4 Braun Breaker versus Sheamus matches. Johnny will be happy.
Okay. Yeah. Overall, I give this like a 5.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You know.
5. I think a lot of people in our chat said 6, which
I think that's fair too.
5 or 6.
I mean, there's no one I hate on this card. There's not a like. It just felt like it never really got out of like that first year kind of thing. It never got super exciting. So I'm gonna say 5 out of 10.
I don't know if I don't give a fuck about the nostalgia of the 80s show.
I don't either.
I don't give a fuck about it.
I don't really either.
Respectfully.
I think some of the older, like Triple H might, but like
respectfully, I'd actually be pissed probably if I was more dedicated to Saturday night's main event stuff.
Yeah.
Because say that this was some old, if they brought back ECW One Night Stand, but then they just put this on it,
right?
I would be pissed. I'd be like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop hurting the legacy of it.
I made a TikTok on overall being like, is anybody else like kind of not feeling this? And a couple people were like, I like the nostalgia of it, but the card wasn't great. But it's like that's very few and far between. Like respectfully. Saturday Night's Main Event is a very old show. You're not like gonna bring those people back in doing this. Like it's mostly younger people at this point. So if it's for the nostalgia, I like my idea. Make this shit a house show that doesn't count in actual storylines and like shows.
And just give us a good matches.
Because let me tell you, people would be fucking seated for this shit if you actually do that. I think that's the better way to go.
If you bro. If you were doing some shit where it was like you were bringing back legends to do something, I like if they implemented Sean, and if it's just a fucking, hey guys, this isn't serious, like you're saying, just add in and fucking. We got special guest referee, and it's some random legend, and they're just having fun, and it's just like, hey, we're not taking this serious.
It's more just like
it's gonna cool ass match, or just a good ass time. Yeah, but I don't think that they've really found the identity of what they wanted to bring back Saturday Night's Main Event because they're trying to implement stories, but it's really, really rushed. Yeah. They're trying to put on some matches that are like serious,
also hard
but
when
they're
you're
not
like
good.
trying to fit it in between really big pay-per-views, and this is a week before the Rumble.
Yeah, that's also a really, really hard part of it.
So you can't do anything big if it's a week before the Rumble because the big stuff goes to the Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair.
So,
at least on the last show, man, you had Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. You had Gunther versus Finn. You had
the last
Liv
one was a
versus
lot
Io.
better. It had 6 matches instead of 4.
Chelsea won. Chelsea won the United States Championship.
Right.
Something
there was
on there.
Much bigger things happening in the last
Chelsea
one. So
won.
last one was a lot better.
And then you had Kevin Owens attack Cody, and that show wasn't even great. But then you had Kevin Owens attack Cody afterwards. There was some kind of cool. All right, cool. Because that's what we were waiting at the end. All right, something to happen. No,
right. Yeah.
This one did not seem to work. It just genuinely really feels to me like a better Battle of the Belts, but that's not saying much.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're giving it a 5 out of 10. Let us know what y'all think, what you did like, what you don't like, what your ratings are. So leave those in the comments below, and then we will see y'all on the pod soon.
Doses.
Bye.